Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm so excited to be sharing my message with you. It is absolutely a life-saving message. And so thank you so much, Patty, for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. First of all, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am and where I've come from so that you're wondering, why am I listening to this crackhead? Yes, my last name is Cisco-Meth. And for 17 years, I was a high school teacher, and I was known as the crackhead teacher. Not just because my last name is Meth, but because I've got quite a bit of energy. And you can watch any of my videos on YouTube or Facebook, and you'll notice that that energy is pretty much there all the time. Now you may be asking, is she human? Yes, I absolutely am human. And I have down days too. But I've learned how to tame the bully between my ears so that I can live a more productive and enjoyable life. And that is what today is all about. Taming the bully between your ears. That little man that just gets in your head and says, you can't do it. You suck. You're stupid. You're too tall. You're too short. My son has the too tall one. I have the too tall one. He's 6'11". I'm 6 foot tall. And so sometimes you start feeling like you stand out in a crowd, because you absolutely do. And it's okay. It's okay. I now have realized that I am the absolute perfect size for who I am. In fact, that's one of my declarations. You may be saying, well, what's a declaration? I'm glad you asked. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But as a high school teacher for 17 years, I realized that bullying can be very, very devastating, and it can hold you back, or it doesn't have to. It all depends on how you deal with bullying. And so I created a program called Bully Proofing You, improving confidence and personal value from the inside out, because it's all about what you believe about yourself. Don't let others tell you who you are. You decide who you are. And so I invite you right now today, if you haven't decided yet your personal value, I invite you to do that right now. Decide your personal value. I have decided that I am priceless. And you know what? I am. There is no one else just like me in the world. There's only one Jeannie Cisco-Meth, and there's only one of you as well. And so I invite you to make the price tag very, very high. In fact, I invite you to label yourself as priceless, because you are. I want you to get yourself out of the junk drawer and into the prestigious area. Now you may be thinking, what does that have to do with anything? I'm so glad you asked. I want you to think for just a moment, think about your house. And if you're in your house, then look around and look at your house. I bet if you're like me, you have that junk drawer that you open up, and there's like pens and pencils and erasers and stuff that I don't even know what that is in there. It's just where everything goes in there. And you don't really know what's in there, but sometimes you rummage through there for certain things because you think it's in there, right? That's the junk drawer. Now, I want you to think for a moment about something that you really love. Something that's very precious to you, other than, of course, your family and your pets, because those are very priceless and they're living things. But I want you to think of an inanimate object that you value. Where is it? I bet you know right where it is. I bet it has a place of special significance wherever it is and I bet it's dusted and it's clean and it's well maintained. Now, if you don't have anything like that in your house, I invite you to be that thing of significance in your house. Treat yourself well. Get your life out of the junk drawer and put it on a pedestal. It's time to upgrade your life, my friend. Wherever you are right now, guess what? It can get better. It always can get better. But you've got to tame the bully between your ears first. That life you've been dreaming about, you can absolutely have that life. You can absolutely live the way you want to live. Now, one thing that I always do at my presentations is I have a ribbon. And on this ribbon, it says, who I am makes a difference. Who I am makes a difference. And I would have all my students at the end of each term when I was a high school teacher, I would have my students come up to the front of the room as I played a video called May You Be Blessed by Simple Truths. I would play that video and they would come up and I would pin this on them. And I would let them know how they had made a difference in my life, in the lives of others in the classroom, and how that they could continue to make a difference. Then I would give them another ribbon and invite them to pay it forward. Because there's someone in your life that loves you. You may be thinking, no, Jeannie, I don't have anybody. I beg to differ. You do. You just haven't been listening to them. You've been listening to the negative voices in your head. It's time for you to start listening and looking for people that love and support you. You have them. You absolutely do. Everybody has friends, but not everybody recognizes it. So many people sit at home all alone, watching TV, watching someone else live a life instead of their own. I invite you to start living your life today. I invite you to pick one thing that you want to be different, one thing that you want to change, one thing that you want to upgrade. And I want you to remember that who you are makes a difference. And as you start creating that new world by taking new action, remember that you are influencing and impacting others. Because as you improve your life, as you get better, as you tame your bullies, you are a beacon of hope for others around you. Oh, my friends, we need beacons in this world right now. There is so much darkness and so much sadness. I invite you to be a beacon. I invite you to make a difference. You always make a difference. You decide whether it's negative or positive. You decide. The next time you go into the post office, right? It can be frustrating sometimes, or it can be a really long line. I invite you to put a smile on your face, interact with people around you, and brighten people's day. I had a book a long time ago when I was going through college, and it was called P.S. I Love You. And it was written by a gentleman with the last name of Brown. And in that book, he had collected sayings from his mother for quite some time. His mother every day would write a little note and put it in his lunchbox as he went off to school. And then he collected those notes and turned them into postcards. And when I went to college, I took all those postcards and I tore them out of that book and I taped them up on my wall. Because I needed daily encouragement. I needed physical reminders to help me remember where I was going. You may see my necklace right here. This is a physical reminder. It was given to me by my husband on my 16th anniversary. It reminds me how much he loves me, how much he cares for me, and how much he values me. And I feel the same about him. And so I want you to think of how you can make a difference. It's either positive or negative. And so you choose today. Put a smile on your face and make a positive difference in the world. I invite you to do that. And now we touched briefly on physical reminders. Physical reminders are something that you use to remind you of who you are. When I first started deciding to upgrade my life, I had to tame the bully between my ears. But it was something that had been there for a very, very long time. I had had a bully since I was a very young child. And so that bully had gotten pretty good hold of my brain, and I had to shake it free. One of the very first reminders that I ever got was my ring. I'm not flipping you off, I promise. It's my physical reminder to believe in myself. And on my ring, it says believe, and it's got hearts, and it's got stars, and it says dream, hope, believe in you, believe in your dream, believe in peace. Now, I've had this ring for 8 years now, and you can see that it's getting, well, maybe you can't see, I don't know. So trust me when I say that it's starting to get a little bit worn down because I never take it off. It is constantly there to remind me to believe in me and my mission. That's the first physical reminder. A physical reminder is something that you see every day. Sometimes every moment of every day. something that you look at to remind you of who you are. So you need to see it every day. It needs to be something new, not new as in you go purchase something, but something new to you that you haven't used before. So you can't be wearing a necklace and say, okay, from now on, this is my physical reminder. No, that doesn't work because you've already been using it. So it must be something new to you. And it also must be something that you can see easily and that you reference to. It is a reference for you so that you can remember that you have decided to do something new. You have decided that you're going to upgrade your life, that you're going to make a positive difference in the world, that who you are makes a difference, that you are bully proof, that you have tamed the bully between your ears. Your physical reminder is something that is there to constantly bring you back on track. Bring you back on track. I don't know if you're like me, but there's this cycle that I used to go through. And so you may find that you also have this cycle. And so as I'm going along, everything is great. Right? I'm on top of the world. I've got my physical reminders. I've got my declarations. Things are moving superbly, and I am headed towards my goal. Big old smile on my face. I'm headed towards my goal. We're going to put the goal, we'll make the goal green. And so over here is my goal. And I'm headed towards that. And look, I'm getting close. But then a day or two goes by and I don't have my physical reminder. And then another day goes by and I didn't look at my vision board. And then another day goes by and I didn't look at my declarations. And another day goes by and another day goes by and another day goes by, right? What happens is, as I forget to use my physical reminders, or I forget my declarations or my vision board, I start to tumble. And about right here, I start falling. I'm going to draw a little person falling. Now, I am not an artist, so be kind. This person falls, right? You fall. I'm sure you've been there before. You just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm losing control. I'm slipping. I'm not making it. And then pretty soon you may feel like the weight of the world is on top of you. And you're like, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to make it back. And then you go, oh wait, I remember there were things that I was doing when I was up here. I did declarations, I had a vision board, I used my physical reminders, and they helped me. And so you start using your physical reminders, your declarations, and pretty soon you start to move out of the weight of the world on top of you. And you start to come back out, and you're back up on top of the world, headed towards your goal again. Now, if you were to take this distance and measure it, you would have already had your goal. But because you went through this cycle, I call it the spin cycle. I call it the spin cycle because some people can get stuck in here and stuck in here, spinning their wheels, going in a rut, never making it. They'll be up for a little bit and then they're down. They're up for a little bit and then they're down. But if you use these techniques that I have given you today to help you tame that bully between your ears, you will just keep going and you won't happen to go through the spin cycle. You will continue to move towards your goal and make sure that you can achieve it. And so I invite you, first of all, to get a physical reminder that reminds you of where you want to go and where you're going. Then I also remind you to remember that who you are makes a difference. I have students that still come up to me after years and years. I haven't been in the classroom since 6 years now. And I still have students come up to me and say, Jeannie, I still got my ribbon. It's a little bit tattered, but I still got it. Now you may need to realize how significant that is. My former students were very transient. They moved frequently. They were in the state system, or they were in foster care or group homes. And so they weren't in a permanent type home placement. And so the fact that they carried that from home to home, from group home to school with them, means a lot for me. It means that it made a difference in their life. I absolutely love what I do today as well. Because not only do I still get to teach, which I absolutely love to do, I don't have to grade papers anymore. So it's a perfect world. I get to teach, help people, tame the bully between their ears, help them be more productive, but I don't have to grade papers anymore. So I invite you to use your physical reminders. I invite you to be aware of the spin cycle and be aware of how to prevent it, right? What do you use down here? You use declarations. Declarations are those things that you say, like, who I am makes a difference, or I love my life, or things are incredible, or things are getting better. Now, if those are too far out of the way, then you can start with, I love myself. If that's too far, you can start with, I like myself, or I'm okay. Wherever you need to start somewhere. The other thing is your physical reminders. Make sure you get those physical reminders and use them. And then keep moving towards your goal. That is how you tame the bully between your ears. You use specific, proven, simple, but significant steps to keep you out of the spin cycle, to keep you up here, so that you don't have a full spin cycle. You may just have a dip or another dip, and then you can start reaching your goal. So, I'm so excited that I was able to be here with you today. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to me, paying attention, and making a difference in your part of the world, because it absolutely does. When one person upgrades, everyone around them upgrades. Our mission statement is to bully-proof the world one community at a time. And so I want to thank you for allowing us to come into your life, to come into your home or your workplace and help you upgrade your life, help you tame the bully between your ears, help you to bully-proof yourself so that you can live the life that you truly desire, so that you can live the life that you deserve. Thank you again so much for your time. Have an absolutely fabulous day, and bye for now.